So we're given the following function. F of x equals 1 over 4 plus 3x, okay? And we're asked to find the interval of convergence for this as well. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to get this in the form, remember this form, 1 over 1 minus something. And I'll put a u here because I kept talking about u's in the concepts video. Because if you write an x, that implies like it can only be a single x, but it's not. So you just have to get something in this spot. Okay, so what we have here, let's try to get this in some form looking like that. So let's manipulate a few things. So let's say we bring a 1 over 4. We take a 1 over 4 out. So then we're left with a 1 over, this will be a 1, plus 3x over 4, right? And you can always go backwards and check to make sure that you did the math correctly. So we have that, and then we need a minus sign here, so we can kind of just force a minus sign upon it by doing this. 1 minus, and then that induces a negative number here. So that's the same, right? Because a negative and negative make a positive. So, alright, so now we're basically in this form here. It doesn't matter about the 1/4 in front, that's just a constant, and that'll just stay out there. But this is the important part. So our u, this is kind of like u substitution in a way. U equals negative 3x over 4. Okay, so now what we want to do with this is, let's say we have 1 over 4, and I'll put in the u here. Okay, so what this turns into is a 1 over 4 times, and we can insert our power series, right? So this, it actually translates to u to the n. Alright, remember there was an x there before, but I'm just using u's now. And then this is the same thing. Now we can just replace our u with what we found it to be. So this will be 1 over 4 times the infinite series from 0 to infinity of negative 3x over 4 to the n. And then, I mean, you could also write it as, well, from here, that's basically, okay. Going back, remember how here our u, absolute value of u, has to be less than 1, right? Or before I wrote an x, it's the same thing, it's just change of variables. So that had to be less than 1. So in this case, the absolute value here, so the absolute value of whatever is raised to the n power has to be less than 1. Okay, so essentially our absolute value of x has to be less than 4 over 3. Okay, and then again we're centered at 0. So our interval is going to be negative 4 over 3 to 4 over 3. Okay, and that is our interval of convergence. All right.